Oh my gosh, I haven't heard of Pig Latin since I was in like high school.
Is Pig Latin like offensive?
I don't know, but I feel
Like, is somebody gonna get mad at me for saying Pig Latin?
Hi, and welcome to Good Vibes FC. I'm Lynn coming to you from Seattle.
And I'm Sam Lewis, coming to you from the Women's Game World Headquarters in Vermont. Good Vibes FC is presented by our really great friends over at Olipop. Use code TWG20 for 20% off at drinkolipop.com. Today on the podcast, Lynn, we're sharing all the headlines from the NWSL this past weekend and asking each other the tough questions today. Also, the WSL is back this Friday, so we're checking in on all of our U.S. Women's National Team girlies over there and seeing how their season in England is looking. And then finally, we'll check the inbox for an email from Tiff about reality TV stars. I'm really excited to hear your answers for this one, Lynn. But first, I've been dying to know how the boat was.
It was so fun.
Sorry, just for anybody who wasn't here last week, I don't know why you missed it, but Lynn was going on and on about this boat ride that she was so excited about. So it was the first thing I had to ask her. Lynn, continue.
It was so fun. First of all, I watched a 7-minute safety video and then they just gave me the keys and were like, all right, be the captain, which is crazy because, okay, the boat can only go 7 miles per hour, which is great.
Yeah, it's basically a rowboat.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm like, you have to navigate other boats, and on that lake, it's an active runway, like seaplanes are coming in. So if I'm in the wrong area, then I'm gonna be like, well, plane, just avoid me. So that was crazy. But it was great. We brought dinner out there and it was just a lovely time.
That's amazing.
You would have loved it. Next time we'll have to do it.
Yeah, I would literally love to. I love being you know what I love is being on a slow boat. I hate when you get on a boat and everybody's like, let's go fast. And then the wind is whipping and you can't hear each other and you can't even take a sip of a water because you're just bouncing around. I'm like, let's go on a literal pontoon and turn the engine off and just float around out here.
Okay, so not into tubing or anything.
No. That's a different activity.
If we're just chilling.
If we're just chilling, trying to have a snack and a little bevy on the boat.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not trying to go fast.
Slow down.
All right, fair enough. What have you been up to though?
I need so much help, Lynn.
Why? With what?
What are we supposed to be wearing for pants?
What do you mean?
Okay, I feel look, I'm almost 33 years old. If I'm going to the airport or I'm running an errand or I'm just bopping around but want to be comfy, suddenly I feel like leggings are unacceptable. Literally this happened to me last Wednesday and I went, oh, I look like I'm in college. I look like I'm going to the gym and I'm bopping around and it's not cute on me anymore. And I don't know if it's age or style or what, but suddenly I can't wear leggings. I'm horrified.
The airport, I think you need sets. So sweat sets or anything that's matching up top and on the bottom that's comfy.
Okay.
And then pants in your regular life, I mean, it just depends on the occasion. Get some good jeans.
Well, so I understand jeans.
Oh, okay. Everything other than jeans.
I understand jeans, but it's let's say I have a hybrid work day. That's not a thing. But let's just say it is where I have to work, but also I'm bopping out for to grab a sandwich, or then maybe after work I'm bopping out. Hybrid day.
Say bopping out again.
Sometimes a girl is just gotta bop. What does one wear to bop? That's not jeans.
Matching sets, linen sets or
okay.
Or faux jean and a jean jacket situation. You know what I mean?
Jean on jean on jean. I literally said not jean and you wear
no,
jean.
It's not jean. Real. I said faux jean. It's not real jean. It just looks jean-esque.
I did get some faux jeans this weekend. But now I'm just are these just jeggings? Literally what's happening?
Yeah, we're full circle back to jeggings.
They're jet pants.
What are jet pants?
They're jean sweatpants.
Are they from Rag & Bone?
I just made up the term and it didn't work. No, they're from Marine Layer. And I kept getting served them on my Instagram. And then I was in this boutique shopping this weekend and they had them there. And I was like, these are all over my Instagram. I guess I'm going to get them. But I've been looking at the Miramar ones, the Rag & Bone Miramar ones, and been these can't be real. These are
I have some.
These are going to look like jeggings. Are they good?
They're so good.
Shut up.
Yes, I wear them all the time and everybody's always like, where'd you get your jeans? And I'm like, oh, they're sweatpants.
Consider them literally on their way to my house because I'm ordering them the moment we hang up this recording.
Just don't dry them because they will shrink, and then that's a problem.
Okay. Noted. All right. Well, I feel like we solved my problem. If anybody else has any suggestions for a near 33-year-old woman as to what she's supposed to be wearing for her bopping around, send me an email at womensgamemib@menandblaze.com. All right, Lynn, before we move into the NWSL headlines from this past weekend, I wanted to take a quick moment to show our support for the WNBA players who are currently in CBA negotiations with their league. The players are negotiating for revenue sharing and higher pay, but recently they've expressed disappointment and doubt that they'll come to terms with the WNBA before the October 31st deadline. They're kind of saying in the news that the league has a lack of urgency in the negotiations. And Lynn, I was kind of like, we've been through this. Like you and I both, and a lot of players on the US women's national team and in the NWSL have negotiated with a large organization a bunch of times. And I kind of wanted to like give a message of solidarity to the players in the WNBA.
I think that when you're in a situation like this, you just have to like keep going. When you are unified, you have so much more power than you think you have. And yes, sometimes things are going slower and it's frustrating, but just like keep fighting and just know that there's so many people standing with you. Obviously, that's easier said than done, but it truly is kind of how it works. And we've both been there, and you just got to keep fighting the good fight.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I feel like it's also like it's not like I wasn't scared to like
Oh, yeah.
stand up to US soccer or the league. Like it's not like it wasn't terrifying to be like, what if they take away my pay or
Hmm.
what if they cut me? And I think that the way that we were all able to like get through that little bit of fear was being like, well, we're in it together. And like that collective
Exactly.
power is really like the most powerful thing in this whole negotiation is the players like sticking together.
100%. And I think that they have to remember the most important part of the WNBA is the players as well. So,
Preach. So, to the WNBA players, we are with you. All right, Lynn, let's talk NWSL. I feel like every game this weekend kind of had like one big headline. This is my
yes.
sales pitch for the episode anyways. One big headline for every game that really gives you everything you need to know about the game. I'm going to start with your game, Lynn. It was a 0-0 tie between Seattle and San Diego, and the headline, as written by Sam Mewis, is quote, "A goalkeeping masterclass." Tell us what else we need to know about this game and tell me if I nailed the headline.
As written by Sam Mewis. That's hilarious. Yeah, I would say that's probably pretty accurate. Watching the game, I think that like our team had a lot of transition moments towards the end of the halves. San Diego had control a little bit more, but I think that both keepers came up with big saves. But at the end of the day, it's a good result for us. We're just gonna keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on, girls. Well, yeah, Claudia Dickey, your goalkeeper, had 4 saves. Kaylin Sheridan had 5 for San Diego. Both teams were kept scoreless. So, a goalkeeping masterclass, if I do say so myself. I do have a quick question for you, Lynn, about
Yes.
your team. I noticed that Me Official subbed in pretty late in the game. And
Hmm.
obviously, Me Official's move to the NWSL was such a blockbuster move. So,
Yep.
I think a lot of us are really eager to see if she's going to be playing more soon. I know you have to keep the inner sanction of your team sacred, but can you tell us a little bit more about how Mia's doing?
Yeah, Mia's doing great, and I think that her transition into the NWSL has been pretty seamless into our team at least. Um, Look, I think that coming into a team halfway through the season is always going to be tough. And I think when you're looking at our team right now, Jordan Heidema, I think has scored in the last 2 games,
Mhm.
so she's doing really well. You have Emery Adamas, who she has 5 or 6 goals, so she's one of the leading goal scorers right now, and then Jess Fishlock. So that's kind of like our
Mm.
front three right now. Um, and so I think it's just tough to be breaking into that, and that's nothing to take away from Mia at all. I also think that if you look at her history, Mia had a tough run at Chelsea just because she was coming back from her ACL. So
Mhm.
even though she is this blockbuster player and this blockbuster signing, we have to remember that she's really young and it's a lot of pressure to put on somebody. And so I think coming into the league, it's just like, okay, let Mia just get her footing and become the best Mia she can be. And if that's subbing in for a bit, so be it. But I'm sure she's going to get more minutes here soon because she's an amazing player.
Yeah, it sounds like it's coming from Me Official, and I know that we're all so excited to see it. All right, Lynn. So your team is heading to DC later this week to play the Spirit.
Yes.
San Diego's next game is against Houston this weekend. That's going to be Alex Morgan's jersey retirement celebration, and I did
Crazy.
just see a tease that Alex Morgan is going on Call Her Daddy. So Just wanted to
Is
note that really
she?
quickly here. The ceremony and the San Diego game are airing on ESPN this coming Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, that was my plug for Alex Morgan. Love her. Let's move into the next big headline, and that is da-na-na-na by Sam Mewis. Kansas City clinch playoffs. This super early playoff clinch for Kansas City. There are still 8 games left in the season, but I feel like this one is like literally the least news
I know.
any of us have ever heard. And Lynn, I feel like I keep thinking back to like when we were on North Carolina in 2018 and 19, and like we probably clinched playoffs pretty early. But I know there was like a different number of teams in the league, so I don't think it's directly comparable, but it does feel like pretty early for Kansas City to be clinching, right?
Yeah. Do you think people get tired of us when we keep saying when we were playing
When
in
we
North
were in
Carolina?
North Carolina, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
That's right. We're never gonna stop. So yeah, it's really early, and also the good for them. Um, do I think they're gonna slow down anytime soon? No. So we'll see what
Oh,
happens come playoffs.
yeah. We sure will. Kansas City beat North Carolina 2-0 thanks to goals from Izzy Rodriguez. That was her first of the season, and Lo LaBonta. Lo's goal was a penalty kick earned by Temwa Chewinga, and I need to talk about this one because I'm unbiased. I played for both of these teams,
Hmm.
but I'm like that was not a foul. Temwa
I
Chewinga was running
know.
in the box with the ball. Kaylee Kurtz like slid, but like literally I've watched this 15 times. I'm really unsure if she touched her at all. So I'm just like confused. What did I miss the VAR review? Like I don't understand what happened.
I don't know either. I don't know why VAR, like, was it used at
I
all?
don't I'm not sure.
Because I'm under the impression that VAR is checked for every goal, every
And
penalty,
PK
and
call.
PK call. And that just kind of brings me to another issue that I'm having in the NWSL. Um, like, maybe they did use VAR, but they aren't showing the fans that they are doing
Or
it.
the view the yeah, like the TV viewer.
Yes, the TV viewers, as they would do in, like, the EPL or the WSL, they show that, which also then brings me to another point is, like, why are we showing commercials during a soccer game? I don't get it. That
Yeah.
doesn't
It feels
happen.
like NFL-y.
Soccer is, like, the one sport you don't show commercials while it's happening. I'm confused. So, like, yeah, maybe they did review it. We just don't know because they're doing weird things with
The screen.
the screen.
Yeah, I mean, we have questions. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know every single in and out of the broadcast VAR rules commercial, but like, yeah, I mean, I had some questions. I just was like, she didn't touch her. I'm confused how this is still a penalty and there's no review happening.
I don't know. I get confused every day.
But we're open to be missing something. Let us know. We're here, we're here for feedback. But it does bring me to another moment, Lynn, where there was a lot of additional uproar about another potentially missed call. That was in the Spirit versus Chicago game. Sophia Cantore scored a goal on this play where a lot of people thought the ball was out of bounds before it got passed back to her. That was when Trinity Rodman had the ball at the end line and cut it back. And people thought it was over, the ball was over the end line.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that anybody can say for sure because we didn't have the view that was straight up above the line. Like we basically didn't have like the goal line technology
Correct.
view. But again, this was a goal, so it seemed to me a good time to do a quick VAR check. And if you can't say conclusively, then like sure, it can be a goal, but like, can we double check?
Yeah, I definitely think there needs to be some checking going on, but then that also starts the conversation is why don't we have the camera angles?
I don't know.
I think that there are obviously different levels of VAR and different cameras that can be used for VAR, but I definitely think an end-lined camera is like vital.
Same. I think you and I are definitely on the same page.
Yeah, like if there's like if there's 8 cameras and 2 of them aren't on the goal lines, then something's wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like sometimes I like wish we would disagree because then it's like then we could like keep the conversation going, but like literally I'm just like, yeah,
You can't disagree with
say no
that though.
more.
All right, then let's move on.
Okay, somebody needs to let us know either that or we're going to do like a deep dive into VAR and like put out a whole episode about it, which like I don't think anybody wants that.
No.
In this game, the Spirit in Chicago ended up tying 1-1, and despite any of the controversy, the headline of this game for me was, quote, "Is Ludmila an MVP candidate?" And this is actually our Olipop gut check of the week, Lynn.
Ooh, I got this.
Oh, I already cracked mine open. I'm
I know.
always rushing.
Oh, I was deciding between that and this. Cheers.
Dink. My Olipop gut check of the week is Ludmila an MVP candidate? Ludmila scored another incredible goal for Chicago this week, helped them earn another point. Now she has 9 goals on the year. That's almost 50% of Chicago's goals this season. And I do have to give myself a caveat because I very famously argued with Becky 2 weeks ago that MVP of the NWSL has to be on a team that's like in playoff contention, like possibly near the top of the table. But I listened back to what I said because like I literally can picture Becky rolling her eyes and being so mad at me for going back on what I said. I did say, unless you're going to go so far above and beyond that you can make a case for yourself on a team that isn't doing well. So, can Ludmila on 13th place Chicago actually be making a case for herself to be MVP?
Yes, especially the second half of the season. She's kind of having like a Sam Kerr-esque year.
Love.
I just like vividly remember can't remember who they were playing, but when Sky Blue was losing like 4-0 and Sam
Yeah.
scored like 5 goals and it was they won 5-4. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's exactly what she's doing. I know they haven't won, but she's giving them points that they wouldn't have without her.
I know. I completely agree. And like if you just keep tying, like eventually you'll work your way up a little bit.
Well, also, like, are they gonna make it into playoffs? Probably not, but they're definitely ruining people's days. Yeah, I think she should be in the conversation for sure.
I do too, especially now after this like recent string of like 3 or 4 games where she's just like literally piling up goals. And I hate to say this, but it's like for somebody who can create a goal out of hardly anything, imagine what she would be doing on a team that was being more successful than Chicago. Like I do feel like that's like kind of like in within the definition of MVP. It's like would this player be the most dangerous player if given all of those opportunities? And so I'm pulling for Chicago. Don't get me wrong. I'm pulling for Ludmila to like keep this form up. And I want to know what everybody else thinks. Is Ludmila going to be an MVP candidate? That's our early pop go check of the week. So let us know what you think in the comments. Okay, Lynn, let's talk a couple more headlines. How about this? Quote, Orlando's slump continues. Womp, womp, womp.
Is that from you as well?
I'm getting less and less professional as I have added womp 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 into
Womp,
the
womp,
official newspaper headline. But Orlando lost to Gotham 2-0 thanks to some pretty great goals from Esther and Jalen Howell. Jalen's goal was like one of those ones that you just kind of like dream about. Like when she hit it and it went in, I was like, ooh, I'm like so jealous.
It was a pretty goal. And like as a Orlando player, you're kind of just like, well, we couldn't do anything about that.
So that one was sick. Good for Gotham. Both of these teams, Orlando and Gotham, are actually back in CONCACAF Champions Cup this week. So good luck to them in that. That's obviously a ton of games in a short span of time. All right, we've got another headline, and it's just Utah win. Pow, 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 pow.
Pew, 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 pew. Great. That's really, really good and professional. But really exciting headline. I'm happy for them.
Me too. I feel like people out there, again, this was a running joke at the beginning of the season where I like just went to like a bunch of games, a bunch of weekends in a row, and I just felt like the NWSL was like literal biggest spokeswoman, so much so that it was like I was Rob Lowe with the NFL hat on. Do you remember when we were talking about
Yes.
this a lot?
Yes.
And I just feel like every bit of news that I have is always like, I'm rooting for them. I love them. This team has my heart. And I'm like, I just say it about like whoever had good news this week. But it's like I kind of mean it. Like I just like love the
Just a little
NWSL.
bit. I kind of little bit mean it. Well, I'm just excited for Utah because obviously with the Alley Sentinel, you know who I'm talking about with
We
that
do.
with that trade.
Sally
uh,
Antnor.
Sally Atnor.
That's like Pig Latin, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, I haven't heard of Pig Latin since I was in like high school.
It would be like Sally Antnor A. Oh no, the name Allie is too hard to do it in Pig Latin. Is Pig Latin like offensive?
I don't know, but I feel
Like, is somebody gonna get mad at me for saying Pig Latin?
I haven't heard that since like high school. Anyway, back to my point is I feel like when that trade happened, there was like all this talk about obviously Allie, but what would happen to Utah. And they go out there and beat Portland.
I know.
So go on, girls.
Literally, go on, Utah. We're all rooting for you. This was only Utah's second win of the season. KK Ream became the youngest goal scorer in the history of the NWSL at 16 years old. And also, Mandy McGlynn had a huge game for the Royals. She had a bunch of great saves.
I think she had 11 saves, which is crazy.
Wow.
But I also did you see that TikTok? Portland did like a TikTok asking their players like, "What's the news?" And everybody would say random pieces of news. And I think the very last one,
And nobody said Utah win, pow, pow, pow,
no,
pow, as their headline, did they?
nobody said that. But the very last one, I think somebody said something like, "We're gonna go and play Utah this weekend and beat them." And then after Utah won, they responded with their own TikTok.
And
So
what was their TikTok?
a little NWSL drama, just like how they won. I think it was all of Mandy's like saves or something like that.
Oh, sick. I love that.
Yeah,
That's elite.
I know. I love a little drama
I love a little drama.
that I'm not involved in.
Okay, well, we have a little more drama coming. Louisville and Houston also tied, which the headline there was that they both are extended winless streaks, but I found it hard to get too excited either way with a big headline just yet because it was a tie. But I am
Mhm.
excited for both teams. And then also, everybody, sadly, we had to record this episode before the Angel City game on Monday night. And knowing Angel City, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of fun things to talk about. We will save our reactions to that Angel City Bay FC game, but we can talk about the news that has lots of NWSL fans on the edge of their seats. Alyssa Thompson has reportedly been approached by Chelsea about leaving Los Angeles for London. News that she would miss Monday night's game with an excused absence only added fuel to the fire. It was really interesting, actually, Lynn, to pop over onto our Discord channel and see what kind of
Mhm.
reactions NWSL fans were having to this. When the news initially dropped, people were understandably skeptical, like user Charm City Toffee, who commented, quote, "No way they sent her out, both from an ACFC standpoint, face of the team, damn good player, and unless it's world record level money, I don't see them seeing it worth it." Meanwhile, other Discord users pointed out that they weren't ready to see the Thompson sisters split up yet. Like Jeannie, who wrote, quote, "I hope she doesn't move, especially since she and GT," that's Giselle Thompson, Alyssa's sister, "haven't had a full season playing together with all the injuries and time off, etc. Side note, I hate the offset transfer windows. If this happens, ACFC is stuck roster-wise unless overpaying for an NWSL player until the season is over." Jeannie also pointed out that this timing would be a bummer when new Angel City head coach Alex Strauss's vision is just starting to become a reality. Feel like there was a lot in there, but the WSL's transfer window is open until Thursday, whereas the NWSL's is already closed. So Jeannie does have a point there. Lynn, when you hear a rumor like this, and then there's like maybe some supporting evidence, like Alyssa Thompson has this excused absence for Monday night's
Mhm.
game, what do you think? Do you immediately just go to like Alyssa's perspective and start thinking about what might be best for her?
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of different things to think about. One, it is a rumor. Two, maybe like it could just be a coincidence, but also at the same time,
It's probably not.
probably not because looking at their track record, they just did this with like Alana Kennedy and
Katie Zellum.
Katie. Yeah. So I don't know. I just think with Alyssa, like when we're talking about like a coach just getting there and his vision just starting to become reality, and I'm like, that's amazing, but it could be a little bit too late. Like Alyssa has been there for 2 years now. I think as a player, you want to be able to fight for championships. You want to be able to grow, and so maybe she finds that she'll grow at Chelsea a little bit more than she will because she is at home in LA. She is with her sister. And as like beautiful as that all sounds and as cool it is, it's very comfort zone. So are you like, do you want to push yourself out of your comfort zone? So I think about Alyssa's perspective of like, how can I be the best player that I can be? That doesn't always mean the grass is greener on the other side. It's just like a leap that you have to take sometimes.
Yeah, totally. And I think that in every player's career, there is a time where you have to make a decision like this. And
Yeah.
where my mind immediately went to was like, like Chelsea, you might never get the chance to go to
Yeah.
Chelsea again. Like
Yeah.
when it's right for you to go to the best team in the WSL, it might not be right for them to have you come. So it's
Exactly.
kind of like you get this opportunity, you either pass on it and never know if you'll get it again, or you take it. And like obviously there are other factors here, like the teams have to come to an agreement and it all has to work out. And it is still a rumor. Maybe we're all literally crazy for even talking about this. Like, who knows? But I think it's a really interesting one that we will be talking a lot about over the next couple of weeks. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that story's development. And in the meantime, we're actually about to head right on over to Chelsea to talk about the WSL, which
Mm.
starts this Friday. So we'll get into that right after this break. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It is time for another season of the Women's Super League, England's top flight league, which features some of America's top players. Lynn, I'm really excited for this season to start. And so I wanted us to preview some of the players that we know and love that are playing for some of England's biggest teams. And as promised, we are going to start with our US Women's National Team girls in blue at Chelsea, Naomi Girma and Kat Macario. Let's start with Nay, who had a little bit of a tumultuous start to her time at Chelsea earlier this year with this nagging injury. But I'm really excited to see her back healthy and leading that Chelsea backline in the same way that she leads the backline for the US Women's National Team. Lynn, can you talk to us about like Nay's style of play and why she might be really suited for Chelsea and the English League in general?
Yeah, I think that Nay is so calm when she's on the ball. Even when she's defending, I've never seen her like really rattled. So I think she definitely brings like this calming, mature presence onto the field. And then why I think she's going to be great for Chelsea. Well, I think that Nay is just great in general. She's like one of the best defenders in the world. And I think that anytime she has come up against like a challenge, whether that means like a level, a team, or a player, she has succeeded. So I obviously this is like a new challenge for her, but for some reason I feel like it's like really not because nothing is challenging to her, it seems.
I know she does seem to just like kind of rise to every single occasion.
Yeah, it's like amazing to see and also annoying
Yeah, well,
as a forward.
yeah, that actually must be. As a fan, it's like pretty fun. So Nay is obviously at Chelsea with fellow Stanford alum and her very good friend and national team teammate Kat Macario. Kat had a lengthy time out with injury as well, but she's been back playing consistent minutes for both club and country in 2025. Kat is part of a really deep Chelsea attack, which also includes Myra Ramirez, Lauren James, Aggie Beaver Jones, and Sam Kerr. So, my gosh, earning playing time on that team is going to be tough for everybody. Champions League, Lynn, has been annoyingly eluding Chelsea, but they seem to still really have their sights set on that title, especially now with these rumors of Alyssa Thompson also joining the team. I feel like if all of these players in the attack, but also, of course, in the defense can stay healthy and in good form, I think our girls, Kat and Nay, are going to be competing for Champions League again this season.
That's a hot take. Pow, 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 pow. I agree. Every single time you say a US person's name, I should just say pow, 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 pow.
I literally just want to keep calling them like the US Women's National Team girlies.
You can. They are. You shall.
Pow, pow,
Uh
pow,
pow,
pow.
pow, pow, pow. Anyway, I agree. I think that if Alyssa joins them, that's a scary thought to an already scary team. And I think that she like brings a different like dynamicness to the team.
Yeah. Do you
Um,
know that Becky always tells me this that when you want to say dynamicness, it's dynamism. Did you know that? Becky teaches me new words.
wow, Becky teaches. We should go to her class.
Professor Sauerbrunn.
Pow, 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 pow.
Pow, pow, pow. No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I am so interested in like more Americans bringing, and especially somebody like Alyssa Thompson, who is that like fast, dynamic, like crafty winger who will just bring this like really exciting flair to a league that sometimes is like a little bit more methodical.
I agree. I also think that when you I know we're talking about the WSL, but when you look at like the global stage, you look at like Spain's team, for example, like Barcelona, they have so many players that play for Spain on that team. And then you're like, oh, they get connections every single day. And then you look at like Arsenal and there's so many Australians. And I'm like, you guys are getting to play together
Well,
every
yeah,
single day.
and players who play for England.
And England, yes. And so Chelsea seems like a place where Americans can go and play.
Is Chelsea America's team?
Well, Foxy and Jenna are on a different team, so I don't know if we could say that.
I know, but I mean, hey, I kind of love
Maybe.
it. Sure. To take this more seriously, as one should, to send some of the US Women's National Team girlies to just be playing together, getting those reps in, getting ready for 2027.
Correct. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'm
love
excited to
that.
see what happens.
As am I. Okay, let's stay in London, but let's go over to actually the defending Champions League winners, Arsenal, who have our other two pound, 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 US Women's National Team girlies playing for them with Emily Fox and Jenna Nicewanger. Um, I feel like Foxy has been growing and growing into her role with Arsenal, and she really feels like a natural part of the system there.
Mhm.
I interviewed her earlier this year, right before they won Champions League, and she just spoke so highly of her experience at Arsenal, like from everything that was going on the field with Renee Slagers, literally was mentioning the cooks in the kitchen and how important they are to the team. And it was like such a beautiful thing to hear from Foxy that she's been so embraced by her teammates and the staff there and that she just appreciates everybody so much. Foxy played every minute of the Champions League final. She helped Arsenal to their first Champions League win since 2007. Her performances for club and country also earned her a Ballon d'Or nomination this year. And I just feel like Foxy is like the example that like somebody like Alyssa should be looking at to be like, if I want to go to England and get better, like I want to do what Foxy did. It's been really good for her career. She's like getting global recognition now, which is obviously not why anybody goes, but it's like she's, getting a
It's a
Ballon d'Or
great
nomination
perk.
it's a great perk. And I want to know specifically, Lynn, from your experience with Foxy over the past few years, like what have you seen her improve at from her time at Arsenal when you're
Yeah.
playing with her on the national team?
Foxy has always been like a dynamic player. Um, I mean, her ability to like pick up a ball and dribble is exceptional. And I think that she still has that. It's just like recognizing when to do it and when not to do it. I think her defensiveness is like solid. But I think that what is really cool is to see her get out of her comfort zone, just like as a human being. Foxy's very quiet, and I'm not gonna say shy because she's not shy, but she's like a quiet person. And I think when she went to college at UNC. She obviously went to Louisville for a hot second, but then she was back in North Carolina. So she kind of was still in her comfort zone. So for her to be able to get out of that comfort zone and go over to London, have to like kind of start fresh and really immerse herself into a different culture, I think has just grown her not only as a footballer, but as a human being. And when you grow as a human, I think then you can start growing in your job as a footballer. And not to make this about Alyssa again, but I can definitely see if she's gonna go there, like you
Back to
said.
Alyssa Thompson.
No, but like you
Poor
said,
girl,
like
this is literally a rumor. Like it's going to be so embarrassing if it's fake.
yeah, she's like, "I literally had, like, a wedding to go to, guys."
Yeah. On a Monday night. Okay, but okay.
Whatever. But I just think that, like, that's like you said, that's somebody to look to if you wanna get out of your comfort zone, and I think, um, yeah, like, there's so many things you can learn, like, the leagues are so different, so being able to make your game, like, more rounded.
Exactly. And like these players' careers are hopefully going to be really long. And like, I'm sure at some point they'll come back to the NWSL and then they'll
Mhm.
bring with them this whole new like wealth of experience and well-roundedness that they've
100%.
picked up. So Foxy's Arsenal teammate, Jenna Nicewanger, has had a little bit of a different journey at Arsenal than Foxy has. Jenna made the move to Arsenal from Gotham, where she was the 2023 Rookie of the Year. So far, she's had pretty limited minutes under Renee Slagers, but she's been involved in their preseason games, and we heard reports that she looked really great. And I do think, Lynn, that, this lack of playing time is ultimately something that happens to almost every player at some point in their career. And I want to know what you think is important for Jenna to keep in mind as she fights for playing time at Arsenal this season and tries to get back in with the US Women's National Team.
Well, I think it's important to keep in mind that I don't think I know a successful icon soccer player, especially on the national team, that hasn't gone through some turmoil or a rough patch. And I think that you can go through anybody's story, and there is a moment where they have had playing time troubles or issues with a coach or injuries or like whatever it is. And I think that this is just Jenna's moment. And it's like how you climb out of that will
Yeah.
get you back there, and like staying consistent, reminding yourself that you got to show up every single day, and just hopefully like you putting in the work will get you back there. Jenna's a great player, so I think she'll be fine, and I'm excited to see hopefully her get more minutes.
I know. I think that like we're also, people look at her from the outside and they must be like, "Oh, she must be like devastated." But I actually do feel like I've seen reports that Jenna is like look, I like want to be playing more. And I'm like kind of paraphrasing here, but I'm like living in London. It was my dream to come play in England. Like, I think Jenna's like pretty mentally tough. And yes, she's going to like work and earn her time back. But like, I feel this is truly just a feeling. I feel like she's handling it well. And I feel like she's like, I'm going to do it. But I'm also like here living abroad and like enjoying it. Like, this is a dream come true. And I think that's like really cool.
Yeah, there's no reason to like be so depressed about something that maybe you didn't get while also getting something you wanted. You know what I mean? Like you can be dissatisfied and also enjoy the moment. I don't
Yeah.
think you have to just be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not playing, I'm not
Oh,
doing this." Like
what a
and I think
lesson. What a lesson for literally me.
two things can be true at one time. Samantha
Oh,
Jin.
yeah. Wow, I think we should just all really like sit with that for a minute.
Okay. 1 minute of silence starting now.
Okay. The last player I want to check in on right now is your favorite marine biologist's favorite marine biologist. It's Fallon Joyce.
Love that girl.
Did you
Was that
like
your
that one?
headline?
Yeah.
Was that
Well, we're done with the headlines, but that's a pretty good one-liner if you ask me.
I know. I got to talk to Fallon about her marine life adventures, and half the time I didn't know what she was talking about because it was like way above my
Marine
understanding
knowledge.
and my knowledge. But seeing how much joy she had talking about it really
I
made me smile.
know. I know. I like really loved talking to her. We had her on an episode of
Yeah,
Friendlies a couple months ago now. So if you missed that one, definitely go back and listen because Fallon is very cool. And
so cool.
I know that she did some like really cool marine life exploring this summer.
Mhm.
So hopefully we can have her back on to hear more about that. But Fallon was a co-winner of last season's Golden Glove Award. And I think Fallon was kind of like the breakout star of the US women's national team this year. So Fallon plays for Manchester United. She's been such a journeywoman in clubs. She used to be on Seattle. She's been the second string keeper for a lot of her career, but this past season, she started starting for Manchester United. She started getting called in with the US women's national team. She spoke to us on that Friendlies episode about how patient she's been, about how hard she's worked to get here. And I feel like every time we like post anything about Fallon, like the fans just go like rabid. Like everybody loves Fallon so much. So I'm really curious, Lynn, like what she's like in the locker room.
She's so quiet. She's literally so quiet in the locker room, quiet at the table, but she'll just like giggle at you.
I love a giggler.
Yeah, she's like giggly and then she'll like, okay, bye. And then she'll just get up and leave. And you're like, Fallon, I haven't even said anything to you yet. But let me tell you, you get her going about marine biology stuff or animals, she'll be talking. And I like that a lot. I really like it a lot.
I love that. Okay, so Fallon was a huge part of the reason that Manchester United came in third last year. That was like a good finish in the league for them. It also earned them a place in the Champions League playoff. Right now, they have a two-leg series against Braun, and they'll have to balance that kind of Champions League qualifying round this September with their regular season game. So good luck to Fallon. I'm very excited for her about that. And then there are, of course, a bunch of other U.S. women's national teamers playing overseas whose leagues are also starting up right now. Lindsay Heaps is at Lyonnais with Lily Johannes and Corbin Schrader. Crystal Dunn is at PSG. So we'll be keeping our eyes on the French league and their games, as well as a special set of eyes on the London City Lionesses of the WSL, who have their very first WSL game this weekend after being promoted to the top tier from the WSL 2. They're playing Arsenal, which is going to be kind of a tough matchup, I feel like. But Michelle King, who owns the London City Lionesses, has made some really big signings. And I think this team is going to be competitive. And if I know anything about Michelle King, it's going to be competitive. So I'm super excited to see them play in their first game in the league. And you all can and should check out our weekly game day graphics for how to watch these games this weekend. Lynn, that was a lot. I
That
rambled on for a minute there.
that was a lot. Cool. I'm excited. I'm all excited for it. I got nothing.
Pow, 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 pow.
Pow, 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 pow.
All right. Well, we need to take a quick break, but we will be right back. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Before we head over to the inbox, we've got some news from around the women's soccer world. First off, the Gainbridge Super League, that's the USL Super League, is back in action. And earlier this year, I actually got a chance to speak to Dallas Trinity's Amber Brooks about this league and how it's really giving another opportunity for players to play professionally in the US. It's like a whole additional pathway. So I would love if everybody could check out that interview that we did with Amber Brooks, as I really enjoyed my chat with her. And these USL Super League matches are available to stream on Peacock.
Why is it called the GSL instead of, I mean, why is it called the USL and not the GSL?
So I think that the Gainbridge is the sponsorship. So it's kind of like how the WSL in England is called the Barclays WSL.
Ah,
And now it is the USL Super League, but now it's like, I think the USL Gainbridge Super League.
well, you learn something new every day.
So it's like, the title is up for sale, which I'm like, let's get the NWSL to be the Olipop National Women's Soccer League.
The OWSL.
Well, no, it'd still be the ONWSL. One more thing to note that I'm very excited about, Lynn. World Sevens football is coming to Fort Lauderdale, December 5th through 7th this year. The inaugural 8-team tournament was held in Portugal this past May. That was like right before Champions League. Bayern Munich won the whole thing. They took home the winning prize of $2.5 million after beating Manchester United in the final. And it was like such a fun tournament to watch. The whole thing felt like more of a party than a tournament. Like the players were like doing dances and celebrations, and it just seemed like really, really fun. I also loved watching small sided at this level. And I really want to see if we're going to get to see some NWSL stars in the mix. Like, what teams are going to be in this US version? And now that I have Lynn here, I'm like, have you guys heard? Like, do you know if you're going?
I haven't heard a single thing, but I hope so. So,
So this is news to you.
yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't be the one to break the news first.
Well,
But
that's okay. We have you on retainer. So come to us when you hear.
perfect. I will.
Okay, one more thing. The US Amputee Soccer Cup is coming back to Boston, taking place in Weymouth, Massachusetts, September 12th through September 14th. So that's coming up in just a couple of weeks. This is the biggest event in US amputee soccer, and it brings together top players from across the country, including stars from the US national team who recently qualified for the 2026 World Cup. And for the very first time, women's teams will be competing at the Cup after the U.S. women's squad reached the final at last year's inaugural Women's World Cup. So to learn more, get involved, or support this incredible tournament, visit usampsoccer.org or follow US Amputee Soccer anywhere on social media. I feel like that one is really, really cool, and I'm glad we got to shout it out.
I agree. That's going to be really cool. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah. Okay. Let's head over to the inbox, everybody. I know you've all been waiting for this. We have an email from Tiff that reads, "Hi, Sebekin."
Did you know that Becky got her full name in there somehow still?
Yeah, I like helped create the official spelling, and Becky is just like kind of like our
Backbone.
queen.
She's the one who holds us
Core.
together.
Yeah.
And that's why she gets it all.
And you're bringing up the rear.
Yeah. And I just get in double N's.
Well, do you want to do an alternate nickname for our trio?
No, it
It
feels
could
fitting.
be LeBeckham.
Then you just get an M.
I don't need much, Lynn. I'm just happy that you guys are my friends.
No, I like Sebekin.
Sebekin. Okay, back to you, Tiff. Hi, Sebekin. In case you're new here, Sebekin is Sam, Becky, Lynn, all put together. I just like to keep this open for the newcomers, just so they feel like we see them. Okay, Tiff says, "Hi, Sebekin. If you each had to compose a competitive soccer team made up of only reality TV stars, past or present, what would your teams be? Who would win? P.S. Love your podcast. I got to attend the Seattle live show for my birthday, and being in a room full of the women's game fans was truly the best vibe, even as a Portland fan in enemy territory." Wow, Tiff.
Wow. She must have been the lady with doing the heart weird in the back.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
only- wait, before we answer this,
Yeah.
last week we talked about to Kristen Hamilton about their opening of their coffee shop.
Yes.
And she called me to show me around on the day. And she said that somebody traveled from Oklahoma because they heard on our podcast that they were having a grand opening. How
Shout
cool is
out
that?
Oklahoma.
Isn't that amazing?
Shout out to Oklahoma. I always knew it. I
Knew
always knew
what?
it. I
Knew
always
what?
knew that we had loyal listeners in Oklahoma. I could just feel it.
Deep in your core.
And you know what? Olipop NWSL, Oklahoma NWSL.
I've always said that.
I've literally been waiting to say that out loud.
Pick your team.
Anyways, Oklahoma, love you.
Miss you.
Okay, so reality TV stars, Jeepers Creepers. I don't know that many reality TV stars. The first one that comes to mind is obviously Boston Rob, because I just watched Traders like earlier in the year, and I'm like, Boston Rob would probably just be like an enforcer out there on the field.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of right now is Love Island and like The Challenge.
Okay, yeah.
And
So
and
Marley's
like
technically a reality TV star.
yeah, he's we're not going far with him in the soccer
Does
world.
everybody in Oklahoma know that Marley won Big Brother Australia?
Hopefully, now they do. I'm gonna pick Alessio Russo's brother.
Oh my God, what a good idea.
Yeah.
What a literal perfect idea. Damn,
Thank you.
Lynn.
I know.
It's almost like you like had this ahead of time, but like I did and you didn't.
I know you should have thought of that. Okay, so if it's a 1v1, my guy's winning.
Okay, yeah, but like I was maybe going to try to come up with one more, and like it just so happens to be Jenny from the Jersey Shore, because I like saw a reel of her today being so funny, and I was just like, I love that girl.
Okay, great. Just for kicks and gigs, then I'm doing Sammy Sweetheart from the Jersey Shore.
Oh my God, she also played soccer. Oh my God, Lynn, why are you so much better at this than me? It's because I like don't have a good foundation of reality TV.
Like but you do.
Do
not?
do not do not.
Yeah, you're right. You're more of just like
I like dramas.
yeah, there you go.
But like when I'm with you or Christy, I will pick up whatever you're watching and watch it religiously. But it's just, again, it's just because I'm just so happy to like be with you guys. I also I watch Selling Sunset a lot.
Yeah, you could have said any of them.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd pick any of them.
They're not gonna do well.
No.
What was that show that we used to watch all the time?
Are You the One?
No, not reality.
The FBI girl? Quantico?
No, 3. There was like 3. Oh my God, no! But I loved that show.
Yeah,
three best friends.
On it was like an ABC Family show, which then it turned into like another network.
Yes. What
did ABC Family turn into?
I don't know. Missing the point.
They worked at a magazine.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved that show.
Nobody knows what we're talking about. The Bold Type. Thank you so much.
Type.
Jen.
Where did you see that?
In our script.
Oh, I've been out of that for literally so long. I'm just riffing at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Our producer Jen gave Lynn a little note in the script and helped her out with the Bold Type. That was the show. Did we answer the question for Tiff? Do we feel?
Well, we did a 2v2 and I definitely won.
Oh yeah, you think that Sammy Sweetheart and ex-soccer player Sammy Sweetheart and
Giorgio Russo,
Alessia Russo's brother, wouldn't beat Jenny, JWoww, and Boston Rob in a soccer game?
They would. They would.
They would. That can be the next World Sevens tournament. It's just Reality World 2s. And it's just like random reality TV stars.
It's just going to be madness. Somebody's leg's going to get hurt.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, Lynn, I feel like we're in the kind of mood today where we should probably be doing a sick and tired.
Do you have one?
I got like bit by a horsefly the other day.
And like, you're going to say a horse.
We were walking the dogs and I like literally like leaped into the air and I was like, ow, 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 ow. Pow, 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 pow. And like I got like a horsefly bite on my like Achilles. And I'm like making this up, but I think there's like a lot of nerve endings back there. True? Could be true. And so it hurts so bad and now it's like bruised and feels really sore.
Oh my gosh, those poor horsies.
For like a minute, I was like, that could have been like a poisonous snake.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm just sick and tired of it.
That's sick and tired of that one horsefly.
Okay, well, what are you sick and tired of?
Oh, I talked about this on my Cooked episode if people want to go watch this. But
I love a good plug.
But Marley keeps doing this thing when he washes his hand.
I saw.
And he goes...
And he splashes water everywhere.
He splashes water everywhere. I'm like, it's all over the mirror. In our kitchen, it's like all over the counter. I'm like constantly cleaning up marks, splatter marks.
Marley.
And I'm like, We have so many towels. Just dry your hands on the towel.
It's so weird of him.
It's redonkulous.
It is redonkulous.
I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah, that is so understandable. Okay, everybody, that was sick and tired, our favorite segment. Lynn, this just really flew by. I don't really want to go. I love hanging out with you, and I
Me
love hanging
too.
out with everybody who listens to us because I just feel like you guys really get us.
Truly.
But before we let everybody go, Lynn, let's leave everybody with a good vibe like we always do.
Okay. Well, my good vibe is that family is here. And I think that it's just really nice. They're Marley's family, which is now my family, from all the way from Australia. And it's just nice to be able to like take them around and show them our favorite restaurants and our favorite things to do and just be around people that you love. So that's my good vibe.
That's so nice, Lynn. I love that.
Thanks. What's yours?
Okay, I brought homework to my good vibe today because
What? That's like a bad vibe.
no,
Homework.
I just mean that I brought something that I just hang on. Let me get to it.
Okay.
So my friend here in Vermont she is like a I don't know how to describe her. She's like she does like cool stuff.
Great. I love a friend that does cool stuff.
So she like put on this creativity workshop at like
Oh,
this
okay.
local coffee shop, and like me and a bunch of other women went, and we did like little creativity exercises, and we like went on a walk, and we like chatted about some things. It was fun. We did like little exercises. And so my friend goes at the beginning, she goes, I want you to write down a list of things that you either like achieved this summer or things that like gave you energy. And so I kind of went into it being like, oh my God, achieved? Like what? Like, what am I going to write down that I achieved? Like, how like weird. I don't know if I'm going to have anything. Am I just going to write a list of things I did at work? Do you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, I was a
Yeah.
little bit like anxious about it. And then I wrote down this list, and this is like my good vibe. So I like wanted to share my list of like
Oh,
accomplishments / things that gave me energy.
okay. I want to hear them.
Okay. So I swam a race.
Yeah, you definitely achieved that.
I coached a team.
Yep.
I got a puppy.
Yep.
I met my nephew.
Oh, yep.
I performed on stage. That was work, but I did do that, and that was very cool.
Oh,
I
that. I
planted
thought
a
you meant like
garden.
you like did a show. You did. Okay,
I
continue.
mean, yeah, I performed on stage. Don't take that away from me.
No, I'm not. I just go on. Keep going.
I planted a garden and harvested onions and flowers from it.
So cool.
And then I also wrote that I made new friends.
Oh,
Which
you
was
did a
like,
lot.
which was like cute. And I'm kind of like, oh my God. Like, what a great summer. What a great year. I feel so like lucky. I feel like sometimes I like lose track of like, I guess, where I am in life, or like I get caught up in being busy or like having
Yeah.
things to do that I like. Sometimes I think you feel like maybe you don't do anything fun. And then I like got to make this list. And it's funny to me that it was like framed as a list of accomplishments, because these are all things that I feel like I like really chose and was like passionate about and like really wanted to do, and that my life got enriched by them. And
Yeah.
so I was like really, really happy, and I really wanted to share that. And I would encourage everybody to like write down this list of things that gave you energy this summer, because I think it will make you feel really, really good.
That's incredible. You took a moment to stop and smell the roses.
Literally.
I
Thank
love
you,
that.
Lynn.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. Thank you for
Well,
sharing. That's
yeah.
amazing.
I mean, I brought my list with me to class.
And one thing about this girl, she loves a list.
If you actually would like to share your list with me, I would love to read it. You can send me an email, or you can join us on Discord. Discord is like actually really the place to be. So come be with us. That is it for today and for this week's episode of Good Vibes FC. We do have an interview with Kansas City Current forward Temwash Winga coming out on Thursday. So make sure to catch that. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts or on YouTube. Please follow along with us across all social media. There are so many games coming up now that you're going to need to see our weekly game day graphics. And that's it, everybody. I will bid you adieu.
What was it?
Pow, 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 pow.
I'm Lynn Biondolo.
And I'm Sam Ewis. Pow, 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 pow.
Love you.